I'm Brett Cohen, and you're watching The Blue Collar Musician. In this episode of The Blue Collar Musician, we discuss how to go about booking gigs, from putting together your promotional materials all the way through scripts to use to get the gigs booked. Hey everybody, welcome back once again to The Blue Collar Musician. Again, my name is Brett Cohen. You can find me at brettcohenmusic.com and all the social medias at Brett Cohen Music. I do ask you to take a quick second and hit subscribe on this channel so you can get all the new videos when they come out, and you'll be in the know quicker than anybody else. Also, if you guys are buying any kind of musical gear or any accessories or anything, please use one of the links I have down below. I have a link to guitarcenter.com, musiciansfriend.com, Z-Sounds, and Woodwind and Brass. So pretty much anything you need to buy is covered. If you click on those and you buy from those sites, then I will get a small commission that'll help keep this channel going without having to ask for outright donations or advertisers. So please take a second and do that. Okay, all that talk aside, let's get into it. In the last episode, I discussed different places you can go to find gigs. So now in this episode, I want to explore actually how you approach these venues or these people that I talked about in that video. This, again, is geared towards guys in bands that have bands. So I do encourage, though, that you go back and watch the last video of where to find venues, because there'll be a lot of information I'm alluding to there in this video. And also, if you want to go back and look at one of my very earliest videos, your first 100 days as a professional musician, that will give you a lot of info as well and more details about the promotional materials I'm about to talk about. Because I already have a lot of this information in other videos, I'm going to kind of breeze through some of those things. But I do encourage you to go back and watch those videos or listen to the podcasts. If you're listening to this on the podcast, you can go back and find those episodes as well. I did just comment that this is for guys in bands, but this could also be for your solo act or a duo act. It doesn't have to be a full band. Any act that you yourself are booking are going to benefit from this discussion. So the first thing you have to do is you have to get your promotional materials together. I mean, that's absolutely paramount. That's the most important thing. You have to make sure that your promo material sells you better than you could sell it with words. So again, all the stuff I'm going to discuss here was discussed in the promotional materials for your first 100 days as a professional musician. That was geared towards independent musicians, but a lot of the details still stay the same. So you're going to want to get a professional picture taken. And again, if you have a band, you can get a professional photographer really inexpensively, and they'll do great work, and you split it up between a band, it costs almost nothing. Along those same lines, you really need a professionally written bio. Now, this is something you can do yourself or someone in your band can do if they're really good with the written word. If not, again, I think maybe for $50, you can get someone to write a really great bio for you, if that much. You split that up amongst the band, it's not very much money. Okay, so the next thing you're going to need is business cards. So get business cards for the band with whoever are the various contacts for the band. It's, in my opinion, it's better if it runs through one person, but sometimes you need to have multiple people, so include all those people and their numbers on the cards for the band. You're also going to want to make sure your email address is on there, or addresses, and also your website. And we're going to talk about websites right now. You really need to have one. Again, a lot of people try to get away with social media, and Reverb Nation is their only web presence. That's a huge mistake. So get a .com for your band or for your act. Again, it costs next to nothing. You don't have to be a great programmer or a great designer to do that. There's a lot of companies like bandvista.com, for example. This is one of many examples where they have different templates and things like that you can build. So anyone can have a professional site. That leads me into the next topic here. You're going to need to have videos for your band. Used to be an audio-driven marketplace. Now it's completely video-based. People won't even listen to audio without the video. So you want to put together a really great video. Again, if you were going to do this professionally, then this is where the bulk of your money will be spent, hiring a professional videographer and editor, maybe even a great audio engineer. But if you have some skills and you have some equipment, you can do it yourself, and it'll look pretty good. Just have some good editing. Maybe have someone else do post-production on it for you if you think that'll help. But you want to put all this information together on your website. So you want to make sure you have your pictures, your videos, your bio, your calendar. You want to make sure your calendar is on your website. And oftentimes a song list works really well to give people an idea of what you do. So just make sure you have all those promotional materials together and you have them online before you try to do anything. Always get that done first. One more thing with regards to organization, I think it's always important for bands to get something like a Google Calendar, just some sort of shareable calendar where everyone can put on their available dates and their blackout dates, and that it always be kept up to date. Try to get it to interact with your phone so it can literally be up to the second. This way, whoever is trying to do the booking for the band always knows the available dates and doesn't make an accidental double booking or have to go back and basically end up making a fool of themselves. So, simple thing, it's free. The Google Calendar is. Yeah, there's other ones you can pay for that are probably better, I imagine. I don't know. I've always just used the Google Calendar. But check it out, get one for the band, and keep it up to date at all times. So if you watched the last video about where to find venues, you should have together a database of venues that you can contact. So I always suggest doing email blasts first. I like to try that as my first point of contact because so few people like to talk on the phone anymore. And you can go on social media, but it's less effective. We will discuss that in a moment here. But when it comes to emails, the best thing you can do is keep them short and to the point. Don't ramble. The fewer words you can get by with, the better. In fact, I would even put together a template or a script that I would just kind of cut and paste and change names and information as necessary. In fact, I'm going to put that up here on the screen right now, and then I'm going to read it to you so you can hear how it reads out. Okay, so all of these parenthetical phrases and underlined phrases, these are all things that will be filled in with whatever is relevant to your band, just using my stuff here as an example. If you do go to thejupiteryear.com right now, unfortunately it is down. We are revamping that site, but you'll see it up again soon. So please do check that out. That's my band. Anyhow, here is the letter I write. So I write, Dear booking person, my name is Brett Cohen, and I book a professional Las Vegas-based cover band called The Jupiter Year that specializes in rock, country, and soul music from all eras, including the current day. Okay, so right there, that's my elevator pitch. I'm letting you know in one sentence what the whole deal is. Okay, so I'll pick up from there. We would be very interested in discussing booking some performances at your venue. Please review our videos and promotion materials at www.thejupiteryear.com. Feel free to contact me back at your earliest convenience via email or at the phone number below. Thank you for your time. Sincerely, Brett Cohen, The Jupiter Year, and then a fake phone number you could tell by the 555 because that's how we do things in Hollywood. This email template and script can also be used if you are contacting them over social media. Social media, to me, is a second or third resort to try to get a hold of a venue. Some venues only do business through social media sites and things like that, so you really don't have much of a choice in those cases. But I like to use it a lot as a follow-up to my email. So maybe 3 or 4 days later, I'll send something on the social media. And what I'll do is I will preface it with something like saying, hello, I'm writing to you today to follow up on the email I sent. In case you did not get that email, allow me to reiterate. And then I just drop the script right in there, basically. Again, I'm paraphrasing, use words and terminology that you would use. You don't have to use my words verbatim. But I have had a lot of luck with these scripts. So I would send that email first, and I would follow up on social media after the fact. The next thing you have to do is make the phone calls. You don't want to be afraid to reach out and try to contact people directly. As I alluded to in the last video, when it came to finding venues, I really am a strong believer in going into certain places face-to-face. Like your restaurants and bars are great places to try to make face-to-face contact. Again, please watch the prior video. There's a whole discussion on that. But again, I try to keep my pitch, so to speak, really, really short when I'm calling someone on the phone or I'm talking to them face-to-face. Most people, again, really don't want to be on the phone. They don't really want to be in a conversation with somebody they don't know. So I'll put up on the screen here what I would say to people. But I like to open with something like this. Hello, my name is Brett Cohen, and I have a band called The Jupiter Year that is interested in playing there or here, depending on where you're at. What are your policies and requirements for booking new acts? Again, short, sweet, simple, to the point. I can't stress this enough. I really, really can't. Remember at all times, you want to respond to people in complete sentences. If someone says, well, what kind of music do you play? You don't want to say rock. Say, well, we play a collection of rock and whatever it is you play. Just make it a complete sentence. You want to sound articulate while you're talking to people, but don't drag it out. I have a formula. Too many words equals no gigs. Not enough words equals no gigs. So you have to find that perfect medium, err on the side of short. Remember, when you're talking to these people, it's basically like a job interview. You want to do more listening than you do talking. This is a trick on endearing yourself to people. This is a great life lesson. Always shut up first and listen. because people will tell you everything that you want to hear and you'll know how to respond to them. So they'll tell you probably exactly what their needs are as a venue and what they need from you, so then you can tailor your response back. Again, those responses should be short and they should be to the point, but they should be articulate and in complete sentences. So, it takes experience and finesse, and it takes time to build this. If you're not the guy in the band that has the charisma or is the good talker or anything like that, so you can hear I'm talking great right now as it is. But, if you're not that guy in the band, then find the guy in the band who is. It's my philosophy. Every band has a guy like that. So you just have to put him in charge of at least like the phone calls and face-to-face. Maybe you can still do the emails and social media, but don't be afraid to outsource that to somebody in the band who's going to be better at it than you. On that note, again, you need to be driving these people to your promotional material, which would be on your card to get to your website. That's the best thing you can do. You have to be driving people to the promo material. Again, no amount of words is going to sell your band to a credible venue, at least not without a bunch of referrals. If you're going in cold, it is that promo material that is going to sell you. So it's important to remember, too, while you're talking to these venues, do not ever lie to a venue. This is one of the biggest mistakes I see bands and acts make. They lie to venues all the time, and it's stupid. Any lie is going to be found out. So you have to remember that. And, you want to be known as an upstanding business person. So I'll give you a great example. A lot of times you're going to run across venues, and they're going to say something to you like, oh, well, how many people can you bring in? Okay, stop. Red flag. That means they want you to do their marketing for them. So that's a problem. It's probably not a very popular venue. I have never had a popular venue ask me how many people I can bring in before. That's a stupid thing. Your job is to provide music. Now, you do have to do your own marketing for your band, which I'm going to discuss in a moment. But so many people lie. Oh, we'll bring in 100 people. They don't bring in 10 people, and they never get invited back again. So I never, ever answer this question with a number. In fact, I answer it like this, and I'm going to put the script up on the screen here. I say, we never guarantee a number. I could tell you we'd bring in 50 people, but what if that night happened to be the most popular guy in that group's birthday and he had other plans, or there's a fight or a game that night? I never quote numbers, but I will tell you that we promote every show we do across all of our social media platforms, as well as doing phone calls and texts to our fans and followers. Okay, when it comes time to reach out to wedding planners and event planners and agents, again, just like I'm saying the whole time, keep your script short but sweet. I'll show you a sample email right now of what I would send to one of those types of people. You'll just see it's a variation on the letter that I send out to venues. So let's take a look at that right now. So you can see I write, Dear Planner or Agent, my name is Brett Cohen, and I am in a professional Las Vegas-based cover band called the Jupiter Year that specializes in rock, country, and soul music from all eras, including the current day. We would be very interested in discussing working with your company or agency. Please review our videos and promotional materials at www.thejupiteryear.com, and please contact me at your earliest convenience via email or at the phone number below. Thank you for your time. So you can see it's so similar to what I send out to venues because it is simple and clean and quick. Finally, one thing that is extremely important when booking your gigs with people, now that we've discussed how you go about doing that, this is just an advice on the whole process. You have to get information in writing. So not everybody will do a contract with you. In fact, a lot of places won't. Like we're talking a lot about bars and restaurants. They won't. A lot of times casinos will, weddings will, private events and all that kind of stuff. They have no problem doing contracts. But even with those places that won't do contracts, try to get a text. Just do a text confirmation or an email confirmation with the venue and get them to respond back, or vice versa. You need to know the date, the times, the load-in time, and then, of course, how much money you're going to get paid. You have to get this in writing and make sure you have a screenshot of your text or your email confirming that before you leave for your gig. That way, if there's any question about what time you're supposed to start once you get to the venue, if there was any question with them about how much they're supposed to pay you because maybe the manager is gone when it comes time for you to get paid, so maybe you need to come back. No, nonsense. You pull out the screenshot right there and you have all the information. Extremely important. Okay, that's all I have for you today. Between this video and the last one, you should know how to get your band some gigs or your act some gigs. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to reach out to me in the comments section or send me an email or whatnot, brettcohenmusic@gmail.com. Again, my name is Brett Cohen. You can find me at brettcohenmusic.com. You can also find me in all the social medias as Brett Cohen Music. Once again, please hit subscribe so that you can get all the new videos when they come out. And also, again, please, if you need to buy any musical gear or accessories, use one of the links below. Please share them with your friends. Share these videos with your friends, your family, anyone you think can use this information. Have a great time doing these videos for you guys. I hope you like them. All right, have a great day. I'm Brett Cohen.